Strength. I think some see as something that was important in the old days, but believe it's something we have progressed so far that we don't need it anymore. I personally find this idea that we have progressed past it to be utterly brainless and downright dangerous for the future. Why do I believe this? Watch the video and find out. And that's extremely useless to say, but I'm putting it here to try to pad out the video runtime. But bear with me, please. Simple reason as to why strength is important is that it makes you able to achieve the things you dream of. You can't build a castle if every time you lift something a bit heavy, you start crying over it being hard. And so it is with all things like that. Alexander didn't build an empire after going into battle and getting injured for the first time and becoming traumatized because of it. No, he had many close calls with death in battle, but he didn't let that stop him. If you want to achieve something big like that, you have to have strength, both mental and physical. No person who gives up halfway through something because it seems too hard will bring themselves to any success. They have to be strong and power through it till they are done, not giving up. If all people were strong and all had the fortitude to go through hard things, it wouldn't just be a benefit to the individuals who are strong, but it would benefit the entirety of society, just as in Japan or South Korea, where the people started working hard long hours, and by everyone doing so, they managed to make their countries the most developed in all of Asia, and the countries with the highest living standards in all of Asia, and have some of the biggest economies in the entire world. And because of that, they were also able to export their culture all over the world. And because of that, there are millions around the world who like each of their two cultures. And they're the reason why I hate to use those two countries as examples. But credit due where credit is due. Because the peoples of Japan and South Korea have strength, they have managed to do so much to better their countries. That wouldn't be possible without strength. Strength makes everything better, all the way from the individual scale all the way up to the national scale. So strength is needed to create a better world. The reason I call the idea of saying the West has progressed past needing strength dangerous, which is going to upset all the nothing ever happens bros, is that even though we live in a mostly peaceful world, and it might seem there is never going to come an end to that peace, conflict and war will always come, and peaceful times will end. Even the current calm will end someday. 4 to 5 years ago, most Ukrainians probably didn't expect what would come to their country, despite there still being an active conflict ongoing in the country down in the Donbass. Even if you want to discount Ukraine because there was already an ongoing conflict, do you think the people of Yugoslavia in the 1970s or 80s could foresee what would happen to their country? Some probably could, but most did not, and it came to them as a shock that the country that they have lived in all of their lives all of a sudden started to crumble in front of their eyes, whether they saw it as happening, being good or not. In the current situation we live in, most people think peace has come to stay forever, and because of that, they have accepted weakness and have out of their own foolishness started thinking it is for the better, forgetting in their own hubris that just because there hasn't been a storm in a long time doesn't mean there'll never be one again. Talking about the fall of Yugoslavia and storms, that fits perfectly together. No peace ever lasts forever. Conflict will always come, no matter how hard you try. It is inevitable, and so it has been for thousands of years, through all of human existence, and before that, for millions if not billions of years. The Pax Romana didn't last forever, neither did the Pax Mongolica or the Pax Britannica, and neither will the Pax Americana we live in now. But we need strength if we want to make it last as long as possible, or be able to make another Pax to replace it as quickly and effectively as possible when it falls. We've lived so long without storms that we've forgotten they exist. But when one inevitably comes and destroys our paper houses and drowns our people, will we be able to rebuild after, or will we be the slaves to those who never forgot? We mustn't forget and build our houses out of paper. We must remember and build our houses out of stone and build moats around them. There are many who haven't forgotten that we live in a cruel world and haven't been fooled by themselves into thinking accepting weakness is for the better, like we have in the West. And if we do not have a wake-up call soon, it will be too late, and bad times will be upon us, because those who haven't forgotten will strike us in order to take what is ours and take it as theirs. Peace is not an eternal state, and the reason for it being people are not all uniform. There are many people, all with different values, opinions, goals, and ideas. I don't think I need to teach you this. I have faith you're not a first grader. But that causes people's interest to clash, and that is what the reasons for conflicts are disagreements. But because of that, if we remain weak while others are building themselves stronger and stronger, and if we let that continue and they end up stronger than us, they'll use that strength against us to end our peace and throw bad times upon us so that they can get their way. We need strength to make that stay as only one of their dreams, and if we stay weak, we'll end up being subjugated by them. And depending on who it is that ends up conquering us, our fate will greatly vary. Some want us to just be subjects to them, others to their faith, and some want to completely destroy our cultures and our ways of living and force theirs upon us, and some even want our complete destruction and death. Strength is the only way to survive in this world. Weakness is death. No one wants to die, and thus if we want to save ourselves from it, we have to become strong. Insert gym edits. To be honest, half of these videos could just be go to the gym edits. But we need to be strong, so we can survive when peace crumbles and hard times come. We need strength so we don't become slaves to another and our kids their servants until we are but a memory from the past.